What is up, my positive people? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you really enjoy the content I put out, and I'm definitely going to be putting more effort into it, but I do have a lot of stuff going on. Not sure if YouTube is my number one priority right now, and it's kind of obvious if you look at my videos. It's not like they're high production or anything like that. I've been spending a lot of time doing a lot of different things, and right now my schedule just changed. I'm trying to start running again every day because running is super important for my mental and physical health, and I absolutely love running. So eventually I am going to put a lot more effort into my YouTube channel, but I appreciate you guys for sticking around because it's not that great of content yet. But if you have been following and you subscribed, I really appreciate it. But I just want to talk about a pretty important topic. Like, I think everything I talk about is relatively important, and it might not be the most entertaining stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that's on my mind that I've learned all over the years. And honestly, a lot of my YouTube videos come from my Facebook, and my Facebook posts come from me just being bored, or I have a lot of moments where I'm alone and I think of stuff like out of nowhere, and then I just write them in Facebook and post it. That's literally how I come up with stuff. I don't copy and paste a lot of things at all. I do post like memes and inspirational quotes and stuff, but a lot of stuff I just brainstorm and it comes off right off the top of my head. And if you follow me on Facebook, you know this because I'll post a bunch back to back to back. But I made this one post a few days ago, and I'm going to read it to you, and I'll show you it on the screen. But I said, when you love being alone and become independent, you can now be pickier with who you choose to have in your life. Your choices will be based off of true desire and not because you are afraid of being alone. Highly recommended. And I wanted to talk about this because this is very, very important and definitely overlooked and underestimated. And I'm sure everybody at some point in their life can relate to this. We tend to do things and be around people that aren't really the best for us, that don't really give us the most benefit. And it's usually because we're so used to being around other people, especially if you grew up, not everybody, but a lot of people grow up in a family where they're always around their mom or their dad or both, or siblings. They're always around everybody, and they go through school and they have a lot of friends. And the thing is, that's great. But the problem is sometimes we get so used to being around people that when we're not around people, we feel an empty void, and it's kind of scary and it's lonely and you get depressed and sad. And that makes sense, and I've felt that way a lot, but here recently I've learned to embrace myself, my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities, and really spend the time alone to really learn who I am, what I want. Because I'm a big believer that life moves super fast. We all know this, and if we don't ever spend the time alone to really deeply think about what our purpose on earth is, I think life will just pass us by, and we're going to blink and be 60, 70, 80, 90 years old and realize, like, holy shit, what just happened with all these years? Like, and I try to, take what Jeff Bezos says to heart. His goal in life is to minimize the amount of regrets he has in his life. And I love that because it's easy. Time just flies by, and life just doesn't slow down for you. And if you don't slow down, life's just going to pass you by, and you're going to have a lot of regrets and really wish you should have, you could have, or you would have done certain things. And I see people that get into relationships not really because it's burning, like genuine burning desire for that person, but more of they're afraid of being alone and addressing their weaknesses and facing the man or the woman in the mirror. So my advice would be, really take some time, even if it's hard at first. Learn to love being alone. Even if you're in a relationship right now, even if you're married, even if you got a lot of stuff going on, take some time out of your day to be alone, to turn your phone off, to read a book, to pull out a notepad and really journal your thoughts. Like, really observe who you are as a person and compare that to who you want to be. And if you're not on the right path, look, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to address some of your weaknesses. You're going to have to talk to yourself and overcome some of these obstacles and weaknesses that you have. So I really recommend learning how to be alone. It is scary. It is lonely. It can be sad if you never address it. But the thing is, let's say you're in a relationship right now and you get dumped. you're going to be down in the dumps for so long because you never learned how to be alone. And luckily for me, I was in a 5-year relationship, but a lot of the times I would go spend time alone. I would go sit in my car in a parking lot for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. I'd go for a walk on the beach. I would go do things alone. And whenever my breakup happened, it was very difficult for a month. But after that, I was like, hey, I'm already used to being alone. This doesn't bother me at all. I actually love this, and I cherish these moments. And you don't really have to be the most productive person when you're alone. You just have to think through life, think through where you are, be aware of what's going on in life, and don't just let this thing pass you by. Anyways, hopefully you were able to understand this message and it came across. I have with the intentions I have. I really want to help you guys and share my perspective, and hopefully some of you guys can relate or learn from this. And anyways, thank you guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.